Welcome back to the DreamHack PUBG Showdown. We're giggling because our producer just said banana in our ear. I think he wanted to make us giggle. It is DreamHack Austin, so it's all about the fun and apparently the fruit here. I'm Frankie Ward. I'm joined by Toffees and Avenger. Have you had your vitamins for the day, boys?
I had my vitamins, if that's what you were saying. I think it is. Vitamins.
Vitamins. Vitamins.
I had my Flintstone vitamins this morning, but the people I think had their vitamins is Shroud and Doc because they're racking up kills.
Say aluminium.
You mean aluminum?
Honestly, as you were saying though, Doc and Shroud racking up kills. Now, I want you to talk me through the trends in the first 2 rounds because you've got this beautiful map. We haven't named it yet. I have a habit to name everything, but take it away, Toffees. Get stuck in.
We've had good trends. It's all about rotations and understanding the blue circle. So we figured this time, let's talk about, Matt mentioned last time that 15th place is where Papaya and Smitty went out from Team Secret. So let's talk about that fight that they got involved with. So we'll pull up our little map here and get nice and deep into Georgia Pole where their fight broke out. So when that fight went down, it was a 3-way, which we're seeing a lot of 3-way fights right now. So we had Smitty over here. We had Papaya hidden on the wall, which is a great spot. It's uphill, it's good for cover. They were holding against a team here, and they had a third team that was playing sort of spoiler downhill. They did what they had to do. They held the fight. Smitty took a lot of damage, and while he went for the heal, this team got the kill, and Papaya did the return. The problem is, when Smitty got knocked and he went for the res, the blue passed them. Now, we can see right now, the final circle is all the way over here. At that point, the white had crossed the river, and there's just no way that you get the res and can keep up with the blue long enough to survive to move deeper. So they did get a team out in 16th, to sort of clear the way. But from then, that res and even just the knock meant there's no way they continue in this game.
That's why it's so important to play center. We saw GT Money in 3rd circle, just going straight to the center, and the center the center white here kind of stayed in this area. So he alone in the center for, I don't know, 4 rounds, I think so. Yeah, very beautiful.
It was a smart spot. He knew he'd move away from water eventually. He picked a good spot that was very close. You see sort of the ridge lines in this area as he was playing very aggressively. The one thing, if GT Money's listening, that I think he needs to work on a little bit is he was doing some really hard sort of top peaks over the hill instead of using jump peeking and some other ways to utilize, get information, and then sort of plan his shots instead of kind of standing there and looking to see who's standing behind a tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that GT Money and his teammate have got the panache to take a chicken dinner in a future round?
I mean, I hope so. And if they don't now, they're 14. So they've plenty of years and young reflexes to build up. And I think with the performance I saw just now, if not this time, maybe in DreamHacks to come.
So, Orgs, if you're watching right now, we've got a couple of talented players over there. You might want to hit them up after the competition ends this weekend. But let's talk about Doc and Shroud, of course. They're over in, as we've named it, Love Shack.
Love Shack.
They're working really well together so far.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the beautiful thing about it, we have 3 more games, so I'm just excited to see if Shroud is going to come out on top with the most kills throughout the tournament, or it's going to be Doc.
I mean, I think Shroud started strong, but I think you picked Shroud, kind of your guy, I guess, involved a little bit with the pro scene in the past, and I picked Doc because I think he's got facial hair, and facial hair obviously equals winning in this game. Started slow. Last game was absolutely on fire and saved Shroud's backside, if I don't want to toot our own horn here, but I think he only gets better from here. He's comfortable and he's ready to go.
Okay, well, I am actually, I'm not actually tall enough to take a side because must be this tall
to
have an opinion on the desk here at DreamHack Austin. I'm wondering if Matrim is in position though, because he has to hunt down Tech Squirt and teammate to have a little bit of a chat. Oh, apparently he's gone missing. He's gone missing. There are 31 teams out there. So we've got 30 Giros who've all rocked up to take on the Doc and Shroud. Those guys have got a bounty on their head. So if you take them out, I think you take $50 with you.
50 per. And so far, I think the same player's gotten both kills each time. So $100 has gone out to 2 separate players so far to say congratulations for taking out, the frag gods of the tournament.
Exactly.
And that's a nice little bonus. Maybe if you're taking them out, you're probably a good player. So there's a good chance you still get to go with your brand new all-expense paid trip to the next DreamHack, from winning this. But I got a little fun money to spend while you're here as well.
And I have to say, team number 12, Splinter and Fizzle. Splinter got the 2 knocks last time. Seemed pretty strong so far, and I feel like their confidence is probably going to take them to the final circle again this time.
I think so too. I mean, also Shadow that won the last game, or the first game, he was in the end as well, so he was in the top 10. So to see if he can kind of bring this consistency, which is very important. You need to be this top 10 every time to make sure that you're up there.
I mean, and again, that's Shadow, great player. They did a great job as their team, but they got stuck in a three-way. Again, that's what we keep seeing here. If you break down the map, this is what we saw. Shadow and his partner.
Yeah,
oh, it was over on this side.
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
So it was over on this side. Shadow and his partner were stuck inside of one ridge as they were pushed on the opposite side. So they had to deal with Shroud and Doc on one side. And that was their primary fight. But then we saw our tier 3 ghillie suit Groza bandits sneaking up and taking some shots at them. Now, they only had 60 rounds in the Groza. So that, I think, restricted their ability to really engage. But that meant that that whole time they were fighting with a real big threat to their backside. And that meant Shadow couldn't maneuver at all.
Well, Pansy and Sims are ready and waiting for us backstage. Guys, are you there?
We are.
Hello.
We made it. We are
Cast
here.
your
Welcome back. Ran in there. Excited for round 3?
Yeah, very excited actually. We're still waiting on that first win from Shroud and Doc. I mean, they talk a big game, but I'm not seeing the big results yet.
I mean, so far we've obviously seen Shroud step up game 1. We saw Doc step up game 2.
You know, combined.
That's what I mean. The warm-up's been there. Now they just need to combine this synergy and potentially we might actually get a win out of them.
Do you think they're going to do it?
I'm confident we'll get 1 out of 5.
Well, look, it's Shroud's birthday tomorrow, apparently. So, I mean, you gotta hope that he gets something, you know, going here, maybe. I feel that birthday magic coming through.
Fingers crossed, guys. Let's get into it.
So very much, and yeah, no, it's looking good. I think we've got a good couple of games coming up still. I'm not sure if this is gonna be easy for them anymore. There's a couple of teams and players here that have actually looked really good.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are now kind of, you know, standing out. We did expect to see this. A few players that know what they're doing. I do know Shadow's obviously in previous times we've seen him playing on a couple of teams here, there, and everywhere. So there's a couple of individual fraggers out there and a couple of decent players, and they are starting to rear their heads now. But just as a side note for these guys, there is actually on the back of these two guys, there is a bounty on the head. So for anybody who does kill Doc or does kill Shroud, they will bag themselves the actual skins, because these skins are now amazing. So the skins, if you've seen over on PUBG's Twitter, they have just announced now you've got the Ghosted skin, which comes with the AKM and the Kar 98. It's absolutely beautiful. And then you have the Speed and Momentum. You have the M416 and the Kar 98 again. They are just absolutely fantastic. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. And they're going to be releasing shortly, and I think you can get them both through Twitch directly and from the Steam store. But $10, it's a bargain, and they will be bagging those skins. So if they do manage to get the kills, it's well worth it.
All right, Austin, you did pretty well this morning. I say morning, it was afternoon, but we're gamers. It's morning. We'll round down. That's how I treat my life, at least. Hopefully the crowd will fill back up. I know there's a bar nearby, so people they've spotted a beverage or two. They're getting refreshments. I appreciate that. I understand that. The snack game, it needs to be strong. But you were funny at the start. I was already saying, you're probably one of the best crowds we've had so far, and I'm biased. I'll play to a crowd, don't get me wrong, but I'm not even lying to you right now. This is honesty. So I want to see a little bit more of that. I want to have some fun here. You guys were great at the beginning. Hopefully you guys can gather your snacks and rejoin us, as I'm pretty sure we'll be jumping in very, very soon.
Everyone's having a quick break. Fair play to them.
How dare you?
We're into game 3 of 5. There's still 3 more to go, so happy days.
Well, Rich, they heard Smix.
Oh, so they all just moved
stage. Over the other side, they heard her like,
don't turn any more people away.
God, come on. All right, I'll keep it quiet.
I've already seen you pushing people to Shroud's stream. You'd see us go sell out.
Because he needs that help. He's got 40k viewers. 3 people tuned in, smashed it.
Oh,
I'll get a referral code, yeah.
Hashtag ad, remember. Don't forget.
Yes.
Need to put it on
Sorry,
there.
yeah.
Paid sponsorship. Well, so we've seen both of them warm it up. Obviously, we saw the, I kind of mentioned it before this. A few big kills coming out of Shroud. Initial game, few big ones coming out of Mr. Doc. To disrespect in game number 2, that 4K was absolutely beautiful the way it snapped to the 4th individual player. I mean, I'd be really upset after wearing all the level 3s and running an AKM. He just excuse me, the girls that got absolutely battered. But nevertheless, game number 3 is underway. Remember, tweet the stream, use the DreamHack Austin hashtag as well. Get more people in here.
Just talk to us.
Yeah, have a come and have a chat, have a bit of banter in the Twitch chat. Pansy's always watching.
I'm actually watching Shroud's stream, I'm not even lying.
You know what, turn that off now. Take away one of his viewers. Put it over onto our stream, we want one more.
Look, I like to keep tabs on, the man that everyone else is watching. So, right now we have a spicy drop. We like the word spicy, we're sticking to it, we're going military. Everyone loves a milli base or two.
No one else is there, I don't think.
I have they got this alone? Is that real?
Yeah, so they've got 2 teams, one by Crossroads and one that's going to move down to Nova. How have they got this? God knows.
So not only do they have almost the entire island themselves, but they've got probably the best loot of the game, arguably.
All they need now is the circle.
I want to see them with actually having like a decent sniper rifle, get that 8 times on there, get it going, you know.
The AWM drops in the previous game, I just thought, Christ, imagine if Shroud gets his hands on this bad boy with the 8 times. Damn.
Damn.
First circle pops, and she is moving towards the west. So we got Yaz at the top, skirting the outskirts of Roshawk, will move down just to the coastline. You'll get the bottom bridge in on the east side, going to work his way up. You'll see Milta Power there all in, Lepovka up through the backside there on the rocks. And Happy Days, everything else is just fair game. So we're going to be moving east. Everyone going to be flushing their way out, grabbing a bit of loot here, there, and everywhere. Beep, beep. I'm a Jeep, chilling away. Currently just driving on in. It's going to be very slow and methodical, as you can imagine, guys, for this initial startup. However...
Ooh, a couple of compounds being shared here.
Yeah. Over just outside of the Longwoods, you will see Kingsley again. He was from he was like YOLO Solo from the game #1.
With your accent, that sounded incredible.
YOLO Solo.
Gets it, car.
You know nothing, young Horan.
And we've got to push. Kingsley, prepare oneself. There are players around.
I hope he's got that UMP to auto.
If only you knew.
Sneak attack by name, and also potentially by nature. Nasty little weapon is UMP, close and personal.
And he's baffled. He's kind of looped around. The other teammate's flanking him. Sneak attack. Get your head on a swivel. Good work between him and his teammate. Going to find a little bit to begin with. So, you know, blocking out the compound. 2
kills, stay alive. The bigger, I mean, there's 2 big things about getting these kills. One, they get the compound to themselves and continue looting. No one else is going to challenge them, but more importantly, they get the box as well. Meanwhile, Samson knows. Nibley's got a crossbow. If you get this crossbow kill, my friend, I'm going to take you a coffee to your desk. I'm actually going to feed you a coffee as a reward.
Oh, wait, my MVP, Nibley. This guy, hearts and minds, and he's got a crossbow. I don't know what more you'd want. If he does deliver it, I'd be so happy.
Imagine. Meanwhile, center of the circle, the PCPP boys, they're happy. 2 teams pushing over on the yellows, just on the outskirts of Big Milta Power. Chef with a DP, 1, 2. In
got the dinner plate.
Yeah. Hopefully he's going to serve some chicken here. Does he? Ooh, he might not.
He will in a second.
Has he just seen him? He's hiding behind the rocks in the back of Splinter.
Is he behind the rock or is he?
Yeah, he's actually faded away here, unless he gets really lucky, or unlucky, should I say, and Schefter just catches him on the way back.
It's a quick update. I see Shroud does have a nice little Car 98 there, so that could be a nice little touch to pop on the back, so that gives him a bit of room. No scopes yet, that's what he's lacking, so do keep that in mind. I'll keep you guys updated as we go, and of course you can check out the streams. But there's a lot of people camping the bridge as well towards the east. Now, I'm wondering if they keep that in mind, they go for maybe a western bridge playthrough. Is that the dock?
I'm about to say, is that the dock with a...
It would be, that's what I want to see. Give him a sniper.
Times.
There it is, finally. This guy, you know what he can do with that thing. Infamous with sniper rifles. And as much as it may be a meme at times, he's actually really good.
Yeah, he is.
Like, genuinely very talented. However, the MVP, the true star of the show, Nibley, asked a question. Does he have the answer? We're going to find out soon. If you see that crossbow on the kill feed, that's our man.
See it brew if he does. Bullets come through. The initial push will come down. They've already lost 1 player, but
look
Nibley's
at him.
It's a nice
aggressive.
Flank. Beautiful.
Little hops.
His teammate is going to make noise now above on the stairwell. That's probably why he's jumping around, just to be a nuisance. But Nibley just flushes his way around. Darshan gets tanked up. Now he's going to hide. Where are you going to go? Toilet? I'm sorry, but the bog won't serve you, my friend. You've got no helmet. Throw a toilet roll at him. Do what you want. Oh,
that might save him.
A shotgun might help.
All right, back to the wall. Or, I guess, back to the bolt. Oh, Stankley.
Wow.
Ooh. It's like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, don't bully people. Here comes the breach, and, well, the shotgun did not save at all. Samson does indeed know.
These Uzis, up close and personal, they absolutely shred people.
Yeah, they're nuts.
I don't want to Pickle takes out the drunk bus. I mean, what kind of a world do we live in when a Pickle's taking out a bus? And then all of a sudden, your favourite team takes down Pickle.
What's my favourite team?
You tell me.
It's 1818 Poon. Is that a phone line you should call? Probably not. Probably not.
You definitely shouldn't call that.
No. Oh, we've got another compound push. Red Leg, looking a little bit worse for wear. Bit of a 1-for-1 trade coming through, but we have seen the Victor come out. Again, it's Uzi all the time.
I mean, he lost his teammate, which is rather unfortunate. Oh, and all of a sudden, the cavalry has not arrived. More enemies have.
It's like the Jaws theme tune as they just start charging forward. No helmets, don't care. Oh my god, he stopped the revive.
It's also stopped me doing the Jaws theme as well. One with the bush. So because their revival is not wandering around, I wonder if they're
He hasn't heard it.
They're like, no, let's get out of here. You drive. No, you drive. Okay, I'll drive. I don't realize I can press control and 1 and 2 to move seats. I have to run out. There we go.
Bit of a fight over by Mel to power. Not too much, bit of a scrap here and there, but it's quite calm overall. Nothing too bad.
Meanwhile, Milter still got this ongoing battle. And actually, the S1 boys, Splinter survived, so he stayed alive for a while, probably got looted at the back of the cooling towers. And Fizzle's come out of nowhere to help him out. They've probably been looting around all the bottom of the like the lumber mill, where all the dead wood is, or where the chopped yard is. He's come to give him some defense, so one's going to be knocked.
Look how aggressive these guys are, too. They're just pushing on it. I really like that. Both of them pushing up at the same time. Chef should be able to get the revive off, but I mean, they're going to be low on HP. You pick up that second, you have to think, do I actually go for the heal? Do I have time? You start wondering and worrying about it. Splinter, UMP, close range, don't need any sights. He's got his vision set. Is he ready, though? Scoped up, does get tagged, but he's still pretty well set in this. Tries to find the angle. Nades come in, he gets a little bit of that himself. And did he see him through the fence then?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're pushing out extremely aggressive here, just running into the welcome arms of Fizzle. Burns them out. Scar comes in, does its job. GG, 2 dead.
Lovely. Good work from them. They've been showing that they actually had a really nice squad between each other, nice little duo team. Again, still a little while for these teams to get themselves ready, and that kind of northeast road coming out of Pachinki is littered with teams. There's so many there. A couple of these compounds now actually being pressured too. We're going to see a bit of a push coming in as well. That could be an interesting little fight. That's the yellow buildings. Yeah, it's the yellow buildings by the open big fields, the way you always seem to just ruin that horrible 3-seater bike. But that car's not so subtle. You kind of pulled it up. Think they can see what you're up to.
Twitch D-Rich doing some work so far in a few of the games. Obviously, initially taking down both Doc and Shroud back-to-back. No doubt they want to get revenge eventually. But Team 9, Chef and Inferno, being one with the bushes outside, just waiting for them to arrive, potentially push out, not realize what's going on, and just batter them on arrival. They're pretty geared, or at least geared to take a fight, though. 2-2. We got a UMP SMG in the hand, and then we got a long-range weapon now. Who fired that shot? Was that him with a misclick, or did someone else? I think that must have been a misclick, surely.
You'd hope so.
You would, otherwise they're just giving away the position, which would be rather unfortunate. Budget helmet in play. That's going to get cracked. Noob facing the kill feed now, however. 18-18 dead. That's going to be a Car 98 762 to the face. He's gone. See you later. One team gone. 26 remaining. 51 players alive on the map. Still, team number 9, patiently in the bush, just awaits for these two dudes to step out and hopefully end them. They're going to have another team pushing in from the side of the yellows, though, which could be rather unfortunate for them. There is one pushing all the way through down the side of the ruins. Meanwhile, Shroud and Doc looks like they're looking for a boat here.
It's a good choice.
Yeah,
you know that oh my god, the snake attacks coiled. The scope's not great, but the aim is that should be job done. Easy cleanup then from the bushes, real patience, and D-Rich, our MVP, he's down.
Patience paid off. Sat there for a while, waited for the teams to approach, and all of a sudden the AKM, it does its job. 762. It's like a tank. Hurts like a tank too. Rotations coming in now. Everyone going to get into the positions, try and find a nice bit of ground to sit in. But as you can see here, potentially every single building you're going to approach to might have a little duo chilling inside.
And it's so easy to split compounds at this point as well. Keep in mind, obviously, when it's duos, there's a lot of teams up. There's 25. So if we do see more teams taking their time here, if this goes central, look at the area we might go central on, which is like shelter sort of way. There's not that many compounds if you really look at it. So it could be very much fought over. A lot of open fields, especially to the southwest of Mansion. So that could be a huge factor here. Again, if you're Shroud and Doc, though, you're taking your time. They've got to be a little bit careful as to how they approach this. There were no boats, really. It looked like they were out of that option. They do have range. But if you're them, you know that people want to camp you. They want to get those kills. There's a bounty. People want to make some money, and there is indeed exactly that. There's actually teams over by the petrol station, so I'm wondering if that's going to be a fight that they could see. Nice work from GT Money. That's some range. That 4 times really complementing the M16.
The thing is that this team isn't too far from the bridge, which Doc and Shroud are on, and the team over in the petrol station as well, so this actually might draw the attention this fight might just give them the little bit of breathing space they need, because that team now have just copped for it on the map. The ones at the petrol station chilling have looked away.
So the thing is as well, so Shroud's got 8, Doc is a 4, so that's in the back of their minds. That's a tank from,
that was
I'm
another
not sure
place,
who.
wasn't it?
That had to have been a third party coming, so the angle's not right. You
Yep.
can see these shots coming out now. Who is it who's laying down the fire on this? I'm genuinely unsure as to who's actually pressuring that one. It's quite far away, if anything.
It's the
And
compound that
indeed,
drove by.
it is. Now, Shroud and Doc will eventually be forced a little further forward. That circle, of course, will, when it moves, flush them towards the others. Now, I don't think they're aware that there's another team down there. They're still cautious of who's behind them. There could be a late play from Novo. They're being smart about this, really nicely geared up too. That's a big, big fact here. Finally, nice snipers, good scopes. But they might have to put them to use very early on if they do want to get past that petrol station. Unable to spot it just yet. And it looks like the Chef guys are very much locking this down. Could be some gatekeeping over here, but for now, a couple of shots on the go. Papaya on the move.
Big tanked up, 50% HP here. Sneak attack might potentially get the information. You'll hear that UAZ at distance. He's also about 40%. SLR comes out. Thought we were gonna have a crack at him, and why the hell not? You might as well go for the tires, go for the vehicle. You might get a lucky dink. Inside the circle, so now they get the health back, carry on looting through the farm area if they really want to. Team over on the petrol station still unaware that. Doc and Shroud, however, welcome to the party! What? He's alive and I have no idea how! Good God.
He looks a bit baffled himself, switches up to the Scar, trying to tap away. Good control on this. That could have been a pickup then, but Prone's down, gets off the heel.
I don't really think he really...
And they've actually gone out on that. They're going to take a fight on this. They're pushing right back into it.
I mean, you have to know his damage, right?
Yep.
Getting battered by a car, there's no way you know. Your durability will be fine, but your health will not. He's going to try and run away with this one. Can98 comes through. Going to hit the shot, though, 4 times on a moving target.
I do have a feeling the bridge is about to be breached. Just seeing the Doc and Shroud trying to make the cross towards the south. We need to see if they make it past. They can get to the defilade on the eastern side. We theorize this being a possibility. And they're out in the open. These other players are pushing. Are they insane? Don't go towards them. Look at this man. He's an animal unchained. Takes down the player, camping that exact position, waiting for them. And Chief here, fast horse, waiting it out. Again, you've got to be terrified here, because look at Shroud, he's on the hunt. He spots him out. The shoulder might be enough. Can he take the shot, though? Lines him up. He's waiting. He wants to deliver this. Signed and sealed. Shroud holds the angle. Where's his teammate? Where's the Doc gone? Up and over we go. Shroud with a high nade, going to try and flush him out, force him off the angle. Does he go under? Just go over and force him to the right. He gets tagged up. Good shot comes out. And now the follow-up. Surely it is indeed. Shroud's there and really well handled on the play going past the petrol station. The first shot was excellent, the knock, and then the follow-up. The pressure was immense. Very hard to handle.
The grenade was enough, though. It lands just shy of its target. Doesn't do any damage, but it forced him into the open. The Doc lands the first one, and it's Shroud who lands the second, nailing the coffin. Body hits the floor. GG, 2 players down. They do make it across the bridge. They get the body bags as well. They're going to be looted up coming out of military island. There's going to be, you know, nowhere they're not. They had plenty of time. They had no pressure whatsoever. So it kind of just adds to anything that's going to be in there, whether it's health, stims, bandages, whatever. It's just free loot in their eyes. Meanwhile, Arctic Thunder and Athena moving together. We do see a Can98 on the opposing side, but 6 times on the M4. Okay, the M4 isn't the weapon that it used to be, but still, you can tap fire this bad boy. As long as you've got the attachments on it, get a grip or something like that. The 6 times, it's a nasty weapon. 1, 2. Can he get the 3rd? Needs to find the 4th, which he does. Bodies him, he's down. And all of a sudden, his advantage, provided they don't fall off there. Go careful, son.
Oof.
Oh, he's got the Can98. He's peeking. He fancies it.
Where is he peeking?
I mean, you should be listening to your teammate. He's going to give you the information, right? They're on the rocks. Look, surely they'll be giving that info across.
They're actually backing away from that? Where are they going? They're going to try and run around the... I don't understand.
I mean, there's pressure, right? They're
just
might be a bit
trying to find
more...
maybe a dip or something, I guess?
Yeah, play it a bit more passive, chill, play the late game. Circle goes pretty much dead center, I believe. So you're going to get the farm in there, everything else that moves throughout there.
This
do
is,
see 3 teams here closing in.
This is kind of what we theorized in the aspect of it going towards shelter as the central point because of the circle's previous position. When you're in duos with the likes of 22 teams alive, it's actually really hard to find clean real estate. It's certainly not free real estate, excluding the meme. The point is that everything's we fought for, so even your peeking windows, having Car 98, so this is really integral, because you can see that helmet's already gone. He's probably been dinked up by something similar to that. I'm not sure if it was a Car 98 or anything else, or an SKS. I mean, we haven't seen much SKS play yet.
No, actually, to be fair, we haven't. It's a really, really good gun, especially with the 760. I mean, the biggest change was the fact that you don't see the level 3 helmets no longer in the world. You know, you can just smash these level 2s off people's faces, and it's great. To be honest with you, I love it. I think you've definitely seen some of the old Armor boys and some of the really OG guys that know how to snipe. They've just gone from being good to being bloody damn excellent.
Yeah, respect me asking for a bit of that, pushing up. Spurk's Donut as well, not far behind. He's got the angle of that. As long as he gets the gun right, if you get too close to the wall, it's going to just knock up in the air.
It will dip down. Again, the 16 did fall victim to the recent patch 12 updates with the green guns, the 5.56, so to speak. But patch 13, they did get the adjustment, so your first initial shot will be a lot more accurate. There's a bit of a less kick on it. Oh, but look at this. The aggression's coming through already.
It's actually just gone. Is he okay?
He YOLO'd
Sneak
that.
attack just ran at it. I don't know what the game plan was, but he's about to get pressure. Donut turns on our dime. Can't land the shot, and he's having a bit of an issue with that one, but Respect Me does get what he needed done, and you can see Shroud in that lot in the kill feed, working the way forward. There is another player down towards, I guess, the southeast of farm, around that marker. So again, there's more pressure coming their way. Clearly, they're aware of where that is. Nade coming through there, just going to buy him a bit of time to maybe carry on.
It's 8 times here. He knows where he is. He's just... Oh, he went for the lean. Fair play to the lad.
They're going to push this as well. They are really not sitting back. You can have Doc kind of be the anchor and allow one of the other players to be aggressive if they fancy it. The other player looks scared.
I mean, they're both running long range and short range. I mean, look at the meds between them as well. It's absolutely ridiculous. I would definitely say they're going to be kitted with 2-2 bare minimum, maybe even a 3 between them. You can still find the chest in the world loot spawns.
Shroudy. How scared is that other player? If you know who's coming your way, how terrified are you? You can't leave that house. You're not getting out alive. And look, he's being surrounded. They're on the hunt, these guys. Murderous intent, and Shroud's the one to do it, but absolutely destroying everyone in their path. These guys are looking aggressive, and again, I got to respect that. They are really pushing for these fights. Now, we are seeing the extremities being pressured here as well towards the northwestern side, so a couple of players finding a few shots.
It's even more scary how both Shroud and Doc are running Car 98. It's one with the 4 times, medium range, so to speak. I mean, it's still a bloody damn good scope. 8 times as well for the long range. They're both with bullet loops as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is going to greatly reduce the reload time by 30%, and you obviously get that 50% base spread off on the back of it. Kind of on the Win 94 as well, which isn't on Erringale, but still, it's a fantastic attachment. Bullet comes through the Car 98, finds its target, and another team hits the dust.
Okay, 7 teams remain. Now, let's see what the positioning's like for a couple of the other teams. And, oh, is there another challenger? I wouldn't.
These are 2 times for a reason.
Position's not bad. They can get crept on really easily here, though. If you look at the position from the other team, I don't know if they're feeling it. You know, if you're not feeling aggressive, then you're not going to make that play. But, oh, let's DJ. What a name. Great name. Circle's not bad either. You got the slow side. Are you?
Shroud just running the metal fences. I like it.
That's actually... No, this is dead. This is really worrying. Shroud has to turn on a dime. Oh, what is that shot?
Nasty.
Easy peasy, apparently, for him. The Heartless DJ might just... oh, God, the same fate as well. Shroud, what is going on? Why do they just leave him alone? Let him...
This man is just a machine.
All right. South side is theirs.
I think the 2 times is going to be a 3 times soon after this. If they keep going, it looks like everything's kind of going their way at the moment. They've got loot, they've got gear, they've got the weaponry, they've got the utility.
But positioning, that's the one thing that's not on their side. They've not gone central, they're playing the extremities. That could be down the line. But this is right now. There's a lot of teams towards the, I guess, more northeastern side, towards the bottom part of the lumberyard. Just trying to fight for small real estate. Look at this loot. It's a bit of a disaster.
It's not good. We're going to try and move away from this one. You can see everyone's just going to be wandering through the woods. It's very up close and personal. You've got a lot of trees that you can move and kind of use for cover. Athena's definitely spotted this one. I mean, oh, please be careful. No, you're running at him. Aim at him. Go, go, go. He's right there.
Hello?
I think they're looking away from it so that neither of them see each other. Oh, he's looking away. Oh, this is actually a nice play. Make sure he landed.
How is he? Guys, that's an enemy. Nice. Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's a bad boy sniper on the back, isn't it? That's a long gun. That must be a 24 or something. on the opposing enemy that he was firing at, Splinter.
He was doing this on his own. Was he waiting for his teammate? Oh no. He's got to get in the car and go. That's when we're just like, please don't be watching me. I need to leave.
Telling him off in the back.
Not like this.
Don't lean out. He's got a sniper.
Now, FPS Dave, that's a good name.
Silencer as well on the K9. Happy days 4 times. You've got some range. That's what you want playing off this side. Try and get the picks, get the pokes, get the peeks. Shadow as well. All these known players that we've been seeing coming into play now, doing a bit more work.
Dave might be a bit scared here. There's a lot of people very nearby. Shroud's killing everyone still. And we are seeing the push coming in. It looks like more people going to be falling down. Jim Deasy there, finding a couple of kills, cleaning out these areas. But there might be a response that might 10 the Uzi close. Actually, very viable. Good Lord, the pressure until that Pan is the MVP right now. How is he alive?
That Pan just saved him. I think he took 2 bullets, one after the other. But again, the Uzi just does so much work. Mac 10 Uzi, call it what you like. Up close and personal, SMGs, they absolutely wreck house. As you mentioned, Shroud was still in the kill feed. Fizzle, step back
There
up.
you go.
3 times on the scar, tap, tap, tap. Come on, son, that should be an easy, confirmed kill.
Gotta say, these guys have been impressing. Really good play between them.
So he's got a 3 helmet, but he doesn't have a bad boy gun. He's just got, you know...
Could have just picked it up if someone else had already been loot. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. There's a 3 chest, isn't it? So...
Yeah, he's the new patch. I'd love to see how that one worked, but not to be. Filing, being pressured down both sides. Gets the tag, not the frag, and it's Splinter there. Up and over we go. These guys are going for kills as well. Very aggressive. Spotted the next target. Clearly very viable in Joe's. You can see him looking for that nade. Only has a smoke to hand, so he's going to have to move up on foot here. Nice deflates to kind of creep forward, but there's still another team. That northeast side, it's not isolated. There's a lot of pressure, and there's almost no cover. We need, if we want to talk about that circle, Rich, there's very little to be fought for.
Moved up, see if they can get any kind of gatekeep. Initial kill, there you go. You saw the first one earlier on, second one's done. Shroud and Doc all the way down south, so we got several teams moving up through that northerly, westernly area. It could get messy. I mean, he's got an SLR on the back, so you got some range there. It depends what kind of scope he's got. He's going behind them, though. This could be... He could gatekeep these guys if he really wants to. I mean, unfortunately, he's alone. That's the problem. So there'll be no res. If he gets hit in the head, he's dead.
Oh my God, that car is not looking good. That could be a kill any day of the week. A couple more bullets into that, 7.6.
Don't hit the tree.
Oh my God, you just worked away and get out and run, but into the loving arms of the other team. But Smitty turns it on a dime. Papaya's there as well, and they do just about stay alive.
Move away from the car.
The more fire comes in. This is not the only threat here. There's more players. Secret are not safe.
There won't be a secret either. Everyone knows of that. Car's gone up in smoke, got all kinds of damage. Shadow's down, though. Oh, okay, so he's been knocked. Shroud comes in, K9. Gets another knock as well. The Dirt Boys, they hit the floor.
But look at Respect Me in the back lines. He could be the downfall of this team. If they, it looks like they're being aware. This is really smart play from Shroud and the Doc, just keeping tabs on this. It's very easy to get flanked. That kind of, I guess, southeast side poses a real threat. That little peek over the ridge could be detrimental, but still plenty to be seen. A lot of range shots could be coming out here. Precision is absolutely vital with these guys, but keep eyes on the map. There is that player. Respect Me. Oh, he's going to get full vision. He's seen it all.
So what's he doing here? Because he's actually still outside the circle, so he has to absolutely push them.
He's trying to find a smart way to play this. You better land that shot. Respect Me, you won't get a second shot at this one. He's looking for others.
That kill feed, it's just full of K98s.
This is the range. This is the perfect time. 10 teams still stand, 18 players, of course. And Respect Me, it's not an easy situation. He's taking his time, and I don't mind this.
But the thing is, he has to make this bullet count, because if he doesn't,
they have the information.
Literally, if you don't land the first, if you don't get a knock on one of these two players, they're going to spin around in a pinhead, and they're going to eat you alive. And he's spotted Secret. He has.
Yes. So he knows where two teams are. He's trying to bide his time, but if he gets spotted, you know that they're going to push this, right? You know they are not scared to take a fight, so you've got a very awkward time limit. There's the first strike. He takes down the Doc. Shroud forced to move now. Holding the angle. Trying to keep him away from taking down the Doc, who's probably moving back down towards Shroud right now so they can maybe consider a revive. But again, Respect Me Still looking for position. That blue's going to force him forward a little bit here. He's going to be forced into possibly an open position or not quite as comfortable, and he's going to have to just take matters into his own hands. It is going to be a push. He's going to try and make the play here. How far can he get? What can he see? Nice cover thus far. Respect me now, considering who's on the back lines as well. He knows Secret aren't far away either. Shroud's back up. Bullet comes in. He hears it. He sees it. Tag comes through. He switches up. He knows what he needs to do here. Shroud just needs to deliver this one. Bullet to the brain would be all you're dreaming of. Looking for a new angle. Doc's back up now. Healed up, ready to go. Respect he's buying time, though. This guy's, he's up for the fight. Tagged up, though, now. And he can smell the danger. Look at Shroud. He's hungry for this one. Does he go on it? He's making the play. It's big and it's brave and it's Shroud. Again, lighting up the kill feed. Dealing with the danger, and the Doc's by his side. 8 kills between each of these guys.
They've got another team just directly in front of them inside the buildings. They need to flush these guys out before they move up forward. Derps just killed his teammate, or even himself, with a grenade, unfortunately. The Doc, though, loses his helmet. That K9, it did its job. He managed to push up and at least survive for a little bit more time and survive the blue. Wouldn't surprise me if the Doc went and grabbed his helmet. They can now see the vehicle. They know the guys are in there, so they're just got to be really careful and play kind of... It's Secret. If they move up into the wilderness, Secret might have an angle on them.
Now, let's look at this circle. You've got slow side, but the compound's there, right? Southeast. Can't really run that. Or you are taking direct fights. And they... Oh, my God. Shroud actually hits it. They're going on this. They have one tree and a car that's far away. They need to get past this compound and then keep pushing. Oh, my God. This is really... Oh, this is going to be tough. AK out.
Does he have a nade?
If he had a nade, that would be massive. But again, if he can get around the back of this, they can then turn into the gatekeepers. But again, is that what they want? Is that enough? Are they aware there's possibly more players here? What can they do? They got the knock in this building. They know there's potential, but they've got to move. The blue's going to be coming in soon. It's on their back. Oh, what is that, Shroud? Absolute madness again.
Oh, one tap.
Shroud! What an animal this guy is.
Good God.
Keep it going, Shroud. Let's see how far you can take this one. That looked like it was on, but maybe a second go at it. Another bite at the cherry. Keeping these guys under pressure. They are in the new circle. Got to be careful. Don't overextend. 10 players still alive.
As if he hit that. Gets the spray down the first player, sees his head in the window, and just one-taps him out with the AK at range. Jesus Christ.
But there's going to be players on their back again. Keep in mind, this is all the kind of change up here of the circle. Most of the other teams are relatively secure. They have a bit of position. The one player kind of towards the east, now they are not secure. They need to move in a little towards the road. So that puts these guys directly in line of sight. So they could be in threat to that, a possibility of it. That's down the line yet. There could be a deflate they could find. So they could be safe there for now. But another knock, a third party's coming here. And look who it is, Shadow.
They've already had a player knocked, and all of a sudden the call comes through. It's time to push up. Papaya moving into the fight as well. You can see there. Miski's dead. He's gone. 5 teams. 9 players. They want this Harry Potter tower. They want the wizards so they can get the height advantage on the rest of the players and then take the fights downhill.
Is that a nade?
It is.
It was. Revive comes in, but look who's at the door. He's having now this. The Doc comes a knocking, and he's going to find one. He's going to surely get the second as well. He looks ready. Oh, he's out. Oh, the recovery.
Shroud saves him.
All right, 4 teams, 6 players. Let's see what's going on. It's Secret as well. They're still alive, but they don't have hard cover here. And that circle actually forces the other teams towards him. This could be big for Papaya. He could hold the angle on this, and the other team, well, or sorry, I say other player has to come his way.
Only one team inside the circle. I mean, you look at this, you can see the little map in the corner. Doc and Shroud have all the time in the world. They have the slower side, it was not the slower side, but they have all the time before the blue does get to them. They can loot the 2 boxes inside the wizard tower. They can set up. They can make any side of between the west, the south, the east. Any side of that circle can be theirs. They have all the time in the world here. They have all the map. They also have all the loot. If Doc didn't have a helmet before, he definitely will now. Who are picking it up there. They'll be getting the utility, getting an upgrade, doing what they can. Meanwhile, they can let all these teams fight out. Lose health, lose utility, lose a few helmets.
Push up on the smoke.
They'll be arriving at this fight so geared, and everyone else is just so damaged. I mean, look at Papaya. He's battered.
This could be their game, Rich. This should be the victory. Fudge Grande is taking fights everywhere. Shroud wants a bit of the action. There's not much hard cover, though. Look at Fudge Grande. He's racking them up, though. Taking down Luxury Elite. Oh, Shroud! That shot is just nasty as anything. And now 4 players stand, 3 teams, 2 standing for this side. Monstrous performance from these boys thus far. 13 kills. Tell me anyone who's better than them right now, because I can't think of one. These two are still squabbling over this fight. Second place still up for grabs.
And now because of this, they've just been allowed to take control of the map. They own this circle, it's theirs. This is prime territory and location. They have 2 individual players. This is easy pickings for him. You look at Papaya, obviously he's got the stims on. Elfudge will also do the same. They're going to be heavily damaged. There shouldn't be a great deal of durability left, I wouldn't have thought. It all depends how much damage they took. This circle doesn't push them yet, but the next them damn well will.
But how far are these two going to push? Look how hungry they are. Shroud's already splitting. He's having an eye up here.
Thing is that when you look at that, you know there's only 2 other players on the side. You might as well do it.
Fudge Grande's down. It's a 2v1. And Papaya, you're a good player. I'll let you have that. But I would not want to be in your position. You've got Shroud to handle. You've got the Doc. And they have been bloodthirsty thus far. And Papaya knows he's going to have to try and work this out. How the hell do you get out of this situation?
Team Secret versus the world. This is all it is. As soon as he comes around this corner, he's going to be in all kinds of danger. Those Cat 98s that are staring down the barrel.
He has so few options here. He's taking the painkillers. He's trying to bide the time. But
There's
look
nothing
who's
you can
moving
do.
in. Shroud boosting up, getting ready. But Doc's on the run.
Yeah,
he's on the hunt. He's moving up for this. They're good. Is that 360? Did I just see a 3? Oh.
Imagine.
Oh, Doc, don't do this to us. Don't you do this to us right now.
Papaya doesn't know where they are.
Oh, my
So Doc's going to be the initial bait, and Shroud will be over these. Now he sees him, the collar come through, so Shroud should be able to get the angle.
They're 360ing it. I'm going to lose my damn mind if he pulls this off. Papaya, you don't know what trouble you're in, my friend.
God,
Here
Shroud.
comes the blue. Smoke wall goes up. And the Doc leaps majestically. The 360 doesn't work out that time. And now we might have some trouble here. Papaya is laying down the fire. He's going to move up into the smoke we go. Prone hits the deck and prays for safety as the shots rattle forward. And he waits, he looks for the first player, he spots one to his left, he takes the fire, he gets the tag, Papaya's looking a little worse for wear, and it will be Shroud, and it will be Doc coming in with the victory. Great play between them, aggression, dominance, and look at them, it looks like another day in the office for them. They don't look like they've even broken a sweat, but my God, they made that look good.
Third time's a charm. Violence, speed, momentum, and an absolute ton of K98 ammunition. They get the win, they get the chicken dinner, and my God, did they make it look easy. Dual snipers and just creeping up the back line, following the circle in, and it comes down to them versus Team Seeker. Unfortunately, Papaya, he falls victim.
Can we just appreciate there's a crowd waiting to meet them as well?
I'm looking for some kind of handshake here or fist bump. Come on, gents. They worked as a unit. I mean, we did say game 1, we saw Shroud going off. Game 2, it was the Doc's turn. Game 3, Lauren, they just worked together as one unit and they bagged the win.
Oof. That was pretty good.
I like it. I like it.
That's pretty good.
And again, you're looking at these ranges that both of these dudes can snipe. You know, if they see a face, they'll happily just pip it up 400, 500 yards a time. You get a 4 times on there. You got an 8 times. You got the long range, medium range. You got the UMPs and everything else that goes with it up close and personal. And when you can control that amount of the map as well, you know, when you looked at the in comparison to where the other teams were just at the top end, chilling, being able to watch those fights unfold and then just control and spread out. You saw the Doc, he's getting stuck in, Shroud's on the back line.
They just play it well. I mean, there's no 2 ways to put it. You can question them if you want to look at pro play, I don't care. In these situations, they're very good. They know when to be aggressive, which is the big thing. It's when do I take advantage of the situations? Am I confident enough? Is my teammate good enough to hold the angle? And they have that coordination between each other. They played it really well. And there were threats. There was, you know, you had the petrol station fight coming out. That could have gone either way. Let's say one of them gets knocked in the car, things could have spiraled away. It could have happened further down the line when you had, you know, towards the end of that fight. They had to move on the compound. They got a flank behind them. There's so many times where it could have gone terribly wrong. And all it takes is one headshot. Something like that. I mean, we saw, as you mentioned, coming off just a little ticket booth, the player landed a headshot on the Doc. I'm going to give him credit where credit's due for that one. He took his time, he got them, which allowed him to then move up, because if he wouldn't have got that, he'd have had to run in, blew on the back. They'd have just completely smashed him to bits. All right, the flank then came through. You saw Shroud just on the back foot. Happy days for them, and business as usual. Certainly seems like it. And speaking of business, let's head down to the desk. They've got suit jackets and they've got Frankie, so I mean, they've got it all going on.
Suit jackets and Frankie, I am the ultimate accessory apparently here at DreamHack Austin. Now the party is going down over at the Love Shack because the chicken dinner has been served up by Doctor and Shroud. Boys, so much happened in that game. I want us to get straight into it. Show me the money. What happened?
It was a great game. We saw that Doc and Shroud got military all to themselves. They got a nice little big loot start, basically. Yep. We saw that silenced Car 98 doing some serious work in the hands of Shroud. And it seemed like they got a slow start, but in reality, Shroud was just racking up headshot after headshot with that Car 98. I think by the time we started tracking them a little later in the game, he had 8 kills to his name at that point. And it was all because it's hard to sort of jump over there and see those kills coming because he was using such range and just one-downing every single person.
Yeah, 100%. And also, I mean, their positioning was perfect, and they came in from the southern part of the circle, pushing all the way up, and then ended up with having multiple teams on the north, so they could just wait for the fight kind of to happen here and just wait it out, take a very good position, as Lauren and Sim said, and really take that chicken dinner, yeah.
And they did a good job using the landscape. So, I mean, if we go to this eye in the sky, you guys can take a look at it right now. We saw them getting a little bit of a fight with Respect Me. Sims brought it up earlier. He was sort of up here, out behind the yellow house, keeping an eye on them, and they utilized a really good spot here. There's a dip in the ground that leads down to that wall. They were using that to get all of the pickoffs and everybody around them. And I think Respect Me could have finished them off. He got the knock, was a great shot. He waited for the right chance to open, but when he made that push, he chose to do it with an AR instead of cooking a grenade and sending it up over there. The bankman here, Frankie, will roll any grenade right back down to that spot. So they could have stopped the res, he could have eliminated them both and walked away with $100 right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, he tried to finish off Dog, but Shroud was just playing very well here, defending him and kind of making this suppressing fire, then making sure that he can crawl down and get behind the safety on the sandbags.
And then he spooked him. He basically said, you know, I know this guy knows who we are. He's probably playing a little bit safer because of that. And you saw Shroud walk all the way out to here and just push him at an angle that he wasn't prepared for. Shroud got him knocked down, and then they pushed up to the next fight, which was this garage house over here, where we saw a really beautiful, what do you want to call it, a spinning headshot coming from Shroud there as well with the AK?
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. Well, they did overextend their peaks, I would say, on the, but they had a very good high ground here and also pushing. I mean, they kind of cleaned the south side, just sweeped all the way over, so very well played. And 2 digits from Shroud here, well, kind of what you'd expect from him in such a situation.
I don't know if we talk about where their kills were coming in during this transition. There was literally, I think that's about where they were sort of, you can almost see their transition through that area. And then ultimately what came down to the final was we saw Papaya Secret hidden outside of this house here, and his partner, his opponent just inside. That was Shadow's partner, I believe, El Fudge. Papaya got the kill, but with the circle the way that it broke out, Doc and Shroud split, and there was just really no option for Papaya to win that. Now, I will say there was a couple of sprays there that I think he maybe could have done some damage to him and had a chance at it, but just a little bit too much buck on that DP.
Yeah, I think maybe some land dealers as well. I mean, you're up against Shroud and Doc, so, and he probably knew this because he saw Shroud pop off in the kill feed.
Well, someone backstage has had a really difficult job of choosing the top 3 plays from that epic round, so let's take a look at what made the cut.
Number 3, Shroud comes up right over this hill, hits a perfect nade to force his opponent out from under cover here. We follow the nade, he slides out to the left because he doesn't know where it landed, takes some shots immediately, and then flies to the right, and both Doc and Shroud set up a great vector push, and there was no option for him. He was caught in the V and was just dead on sight.
And at this point, they only had 2 kills. So they racked up so many kills afterwards. Another one, of course, from Shroud here, the headshot you talked about. And I kind of feel like they overextended. They peaked 1 by 1, and then Doc here being able to suppress fire as well.
And this right here, great shot. So a beautiful shot, but it is worth noting they stood there. And you know, to all the rest of you who are out there playing, when you deal with guys like Shroud, you can't keep your head still. As much as you want to line up the shot, you need to be bobbing left and right. That's how you deal with somebody who's that good of a shot.
Yeah. So actually, all of it here is from Doc and Shroud. So everything we caught. But yeah, here, Doc pushing up on a great flank and then pushing him out here. And he only had 9 bullets left at this point, so fight them off, and not enough bullets, but Shroud was close enough to be able to finish him off.
Fight them off, reload, and then get the loot
look at
inside
that, Shroud,
of here for
10 kills, and Doc 2.
Yeah.
So 2 digits already in this position, where there was 5 left alive.
They're on fire, but the thing I loved about that push, Frankie, was you saw that grenade go off right before Doc got there. Shroud led him, basically said, I want to make sure they don't push out and catch you on your transition. So he set a grenade off right by the door. The second it cleared, Doc was able to pass that door and find them in sort of a blind spot. So it was a really nice play as a duo, not just 2 sort of superstar players.
No, I mean, that's the kind of the buddy system you need to do when you play duo. You need to be close enough to be able to refrag and defend your teammate.
I mean, number 1 takeaway from this, boys. If you get into a compound, Shroud will huff-puff and probably shoot your compound down. So be wary, teams. Now, we've got 2 more rounds of duos action. So we've got round 4 coming up after this short break.